I would now like to welcome Board of Education Chairperson, Mr. Bryan Hall.
Good evening. All right, we're going to try that one more time. Good evening. Thank you very much. It's always a pleasure to stand before the East Hartford Adult Education graduation here at this 49th graduation exercise. Let's give the class of 2019 a round of applause. So before I go forward, I have a couple of board members that wanted to hang out with you in the audience. I want to recognize Harriet Madison Jr., who's sitting there to the right of me, and in the back we have Ms. Val Scher. The rest of the board members that are here, of course, have already been recognized by our adult ed director. So here we are, class of 2019. I love this graduation for a couple of reasons. First and foremost, as the board chairman, I'm always excited to see people that have accepted a challenge in their life. Maybe a speed bump. I always say I drive a car, and in certain places there's a speed bump, and I got to slow down sometimes because I don't want to tear my car up. But then in life, sometimes also that speed bump may become a small hill. And because I drive a car that's not really that kind of car where it can tackle a hill, I always have to make sure that I'm driving the hill very cautiously. And I know in life sometimes we have those hills as well. And as I've learned in life, when you come to a situation where you have adults that have made a decision to set a goal before them, to set a challenge before them, something that some of you may could have done a few years ago. I was just informed by my board chair here to my right, Vanessa, we went to high school together. And why would you tell me when I come to a graduation that you just pulled out my old yearbook picture? She said your fro was lopsided and you had a big part on the side of your head. Messed me all up, but you know the important thing about it is the fact that I'm here tonight to celebrate with you because you've accomplished something that a lot of people would not come back and do. Secondly, I love coming to this graduation because you take that walk from the back of that door to your seats very seriously. All I needed was to put on some type of record, and it was like y'all was stepping to the beat. Thought I was at a cookout watching y'all come down here, but very exciting. And then when I look in the front row, I must acknowledge every time I come to an adult ed graduation, they must put the best dressed shoe-wearing guys in the front row. I'm looking at some Gucci, some red suede, white bottoms. I want to say that's a new pair of Jordans in the front, but I'm always excited to see what you're going to be rocking on your feet because I'm a shoe man myself. But in all seriousness, I'm glad to know that you have taken East Hartford's opportunity to come to school in challenging times. At night, I know it's tough. Some of you are working, some of you are parents, some of you have probably been out of school a long time. But as board chair, I want to say congratulations because not only have you beat that speed bump, not only have you navigated that hill, you've climbed the toughest mountain that most people won't even challenge. So again, I want to congratulate you on a job well done. Give them another round of applause. In closing, when I look at this list of graduates and I see Justin and Vincent and Marquis and Tony and David, John and Philip and Edwin and Kevin and Cameron and Angel Lewis, then I see Diane Marie, Carlene, Zavari, Jenny Lee, Christopher, Narika, Vergen, Kwan, Rhodesia, Melody, Joshua, Kiwan. Then I go down and see Jacqueline and Giancarlo and Elvina and Neveline, and I see people that are getting their citizenship from other countries. It makes me excited as an American to know that you have been willing to stand strong, come forward, be brave enough to walk at this stage of your life to continue your education so that you can help us continue to build an America that we hope that will be one that will bring success to people, not look at a person's skin color, not look at a person's religion, not look at their sexual orientation, but look at the standards of what they've qualified themselves to become. I say this to you, I'm proud to be able to give you your diplomas tonight. Keep up the good fight. You've done things that many people wouldn't even think about doing. So again, congratulations. The road has just started. keep on keeping on, and I will see you at the top. Congratulations.
At this time, what I'd like to do is start us off by bringing up the Chairman of the Board of Education, Mr. Bryan Hall.
Thank you, Matt. Good evening. This is actually one of my favorite events that I like to attend. As you know, we're in graduation season. But first and foremost, I'd like to recognize some of my board members. When I say your name, if you don't mind standing. I'd like to recognize Harry Madison Jr. Harry, would you please stand? Also, Ms. Valerie Scher. And my newest board member, Ms. Vanessa Jenkins. Oh, Tyron, you showed up. I was looking for him. Mr. Tyron Harris. Tyron's my right hand. Again, welcome to the 20 recognition of this dinner in regards to outstanding students. When I thought about what I was going to say tonight, it's interesting because as we have graduations, we have another graduation tomorrow night. As board chairman, I have to speak at these things. And as we know, Mr. Bacon tapes everything. They run all summer. So I know not to say the same thing at each graduation, right, Mayor? I also want to recognize our Mayor, Ms. Marsha LeClaire. Give her a round of applause. And so when I speak, I say, well, I got to do something that's connected to the theme of this, and of course, this is the Top 20 dinner. And before I get going, I want to recognize the students who have worked extremely hard to be recognized again by the Exchange Club. Let's give our top 20 students a round of applause. And in recognizing the students, we must recognize the parents, the grandparents, and the siblings. Let's give them a round of applause as well. So it's all about the top 20. So I wanted to bring up some things that are top 20 things of interest. So I looked it up, and there's a recognition of top 20 athletes, whether it's baseball, football, basketball, hockey. They rank top 20 athletes in the particular sport. Then there's top 20 songs. As you know, every week there's a list of top 20 songs. Then also, I know the mayor's happy about this. I didn't see East Hartford mayor, but I think we should be there. There are top 20 cities and towns that you should visit in the state of Connecticut and in the United States of America. There are top 20 exhibits in the country that they recognize visiting. There's also top 20 restaurants that we should go to. Then they talk about top 20 supermodels in the United States of America. Also top 20 recording artists. And top 20 artists that are recognized either for paintings or sculptures. But when I was thinking about the top 20, they even had the fact that they recognized the top 20 most popular credit cards. Now I say this to the students, don't get caught up in credit. If you need one, continue to use your parents' credit card and keep your credit straight. But when I thought about the top 20, I said the top 20 most important people are right here tonight in Rensselaer, and that's the top 20 students that are graduating from East Hartford High School. So you're at the top of my top 20 list, and I end by saying this: the superintendent and I always are in communication with each other. And as the board chair and as the superintendent, we firmly walk proud with our heads held high that we are representing the best school district in the state of Connecticut. We do the part behind the scenes to make sure the funding happens. We work with the mayor. We work with the town council. I'd also like to recognize the town council members that are here tonight. Can you please raise your hands as well? Let's give them a round of applause. So as a team, my job is to make sure that we provide you with all the tools necessary for your toolbox. And we work extremely hard. We have a great relationship with the mayor. I have a great relationship with the town council and the chairman, Rich Kehoe. But most importantly, we have a great relationship with the administration that are in East Hartford Public Schools. So I want to recognize Mr. Matt Ryan, who has been the supercharged principal of leading East Hartford High School, also with his staff that's sitting right in front of me. So Matt's the lead singer, and here's his backup group right in front of me. So let's recognize Matt and the vice principal of East Hartford High School. So in closing, I say this: thank you For the 10 years that I've been on the board, 7 as either vice chairman or chairman of this board, I am proud to say not only that I live in East Hartford, my own son is graduating in this class, Joshua Hall, some of you may know him. I have so many relationships with some of you. I must recognize the Merzics. I met the Merzics years ago when I was a director with the Boy Scouts of America and was starting programs in East Hartford and wanted to restart a program at First Church, which is on the corner of Connecticut Boulevard and Main Street. And when I was meeting with the pastor at that time, Ted Mosbach, we were talking and he goes, you know what, Mr. Hall, I don't think scouting is going to work. We've tried it before, but I do have this one deacon that I think that if you talk to him, might commit to be the scout leader. And I want to say to the Merzics, I want to thank you very much because not only did you help me start a scouting blaze in East Hartford, you two were amazing in raising 3 wonderful children. And what an accomplishment for you to have all 3 of your children be recognized either as the first or second seed in graduating from East Hartford Public Schools. Congratulations. So the program says it's between me and the food. I can stand here a little bit longer, but I'm kind of hungry myself. So I want to say again, thank you, and I want to say to Mr. Case, where are you, David? Want to recognize you as well in regards, you and your lovely wife, for putting this together because, again, I don't know too many school districts that do this. And your hard work is recognized. I ask continued blessings upon you as you graduate from the high school, go on to wherever you're going to college, that you will continue to be great representative of the town of East Hartford and East Hartford Public Schools. Thank you.
I would now like to welcome the chairman of the East Hartford Board of Education, Mr. Bryan Hall.
Thank you. Good evening. I'm not a person that talks to a crowd that doesn't respond back to me. So let's try that again. Good evening. Good evening. All right, much better. Kind of hard to come after a wonderful opening like that from the student. I want to thank you very much in regards to bringing that message to your class. I also want to recognize my board members. I think they've already been recognized, but again, I'm honored to serve with each and every one of you. To my superintendent, Mr. Nathan Cornell, to our deputy superintendent, Ms. Anne Marie Mancini, and to the principal, Kathleen Semino, who is doing a phenomenal job, and we're glad to have her leading this ship at the Connecticut IB Academy. So here we are, the 17th annual commencement exercise for the class of 2019. Let's give them another round of applause. So I don't know if this was by mistake or by plan, but I noticed that they had the president of the class speak. She's young. Then they call me up here, and I'm older, not old. So I don't know if that was planned or not, but again, I feel very fortunate to be leading a board and to be serving a town and a school district that is supported not only by a mayor, but by our town council. I see Mark Weinberg sitting there. And Dr. Sharon Brim, I must not forget you as well, another member of our super cabinet. So I have the pleasure of letting you know that being a retired Hartford police officer, I kind of have a 20-year experience of law enforcement in the city of Hartford, and I want to deputize you guys tonight. I want to give you a little bit of something to take with you. So we hear SEBA quite often, and I like to take things, and people that know and heard me before, you know, I take acronyms and make things out of them. So that word SEBA, you know, tonight I want to give you a charge, and I want to make you certified individuals to make a better America. Can you do that for me? SEBA, certified individuals to make a better America. That's what we're going to do with these young people. So I want to give you a little bit of instruction to be that SEBA individual wherever you may go. We heard the principal say they're going all over. Military, I was a military man myself. Thank you for whoever's going into the military in advance for serving our country. But I want to give you 7 rules of life to be that certified individual to make a better America. First of all, I never want you to let anybody ruin your day. I want you to let it go, because a good day is not thinking about what happened, but a good day is thinking about a better tomorrow. Can you remember that? Also, I want you to understand that you control your path. Ignore what people say about you. I'm pretty sure many of you know that already. Don't listen to what other people say about you. Live a life that's empowering to you. That's what I'm charging you to be as these SEBA deputies. Give everything time. Don't rush things. Have patience. Even in your studies, many of you know the hours you've put into getting this diploma tonight, but I want you to give things time. Time goes by really fast. And I can remember my graduation. Matter of fact, one of my classmates is in the audience right now. She's like your board member, and she actually came to a meeting on Monday, Ms. Jenkins, and pulled up my yearbook picture. I had hair. It wasn't gray. And I was about 120 pounds lighter. So time goes by pretty fast. I want you to live a life that you don't compare yourselves to anybody. All of you are individuals. Nobody shares the same fingerprint that you do. All right? So your path has been designed especially for you. Stay calm in situations that may not seem to be going the way you want them to. It's okay to not have everything figured out, but know that in time you will get it right. I want you to know that everything that happens in life is on you. You control your destiny. You control your happiness. Don't let nobody steal your joy. And one of the greatest gifts that we have in life is to smile. A smile can make someone's day, so always smile. When it comes to dealing with life circumstances, know that there are certain things outside your control. So don't focus on changing every little thing. Instead, identify, celebrate, and embrace what you can learn from the situation. The only thing you can change in life is you. Have the courage to acknowledge your strengths and recognize your weaknesses. Take an honest look at yourself and acknowledge that you're not perfect, and work on what you can. This is the first step of a journey towards helping to change a better America. Know that we all have a purpose, and with a specific purpose, even when we don't always know what that purpose is. Learn to accept that you can't change certain things in life. So accept who you are as a beautiful contribution to this world. Instead of dwelling on the what ifs and the negatives of a given situation, focus on the power you have within yourself to define your own happiness, living one day at a time and enjoying one moment at a time. When you let go of little things, trust me, you get to see life entirely in a new and positive way. Know that as now deputized SEBA certified individuals that you will make America a better place. I am confident that you will. And I know that with this degree you're going to continue and go on further. You have some shoes to fill. We're getting older. And we've tried to do the best that we can, but I firmly believe that this class has some powerful people that are sitting here. I want you to always be confident and courageous. I want you to always know that you have a mind that can develop more productive things that have not even been discovered yet. I want you to act in alignment with what your purpose is. Don't try to copy anyone else. Each one of you have your own individual talents and gifts, and learn to nurture them, protect them, and increase them. But more importantly, I want you to know to be joyful in life. Life is great. We live in an amazing country. When I look at the diversity of this class, it reminds me of the fact that we do live in the greatest country in America. And even when I hear that we have exchange students or students coming from China and Vietnam, it makes me feel good that we are a country that embraces everyone and a school district that wants to educate everyone. So again, I congratulate you on your hard work, your efforts, your success. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for representing East Hartford Public Schools through the Connecticut IB Academy. And again, congratulations, and all of you raise your right hand. Raise your right hand, because now you are certified individuals to make a better America. God bless and keep you is my prayer.
Thank you, Chairman Hall.
This amazing group is one that I know our Board of Ed Chair, Bryan Hall, is dying to speak to, so I'm going to call him up right now to speak to all of you and officially get the ceremony going. For those of you who do not know Mr. Hall, which I don't think anybody could not know Mr. Hall because he's been such a vital part of our turnaround efforts in East Hartford. He cares deeply about every single student, including Synergy students, including every senior who's graduating at one of our fabulous schools across the district. So we're going to turn it over to Chairman Hall to say a few words.
Good evening. Your second year in such a wonderful venue. I want to thank the Synergy students for giving the Board of Education the idea to take this away from the middle school and bring you downtown Hartford. The only problem is when I come here, second year, I always think about the good barbecue that's across the street. So I always appreciate this graduation because Synergy is a school that has really shown me as the board chairman and the rest of the Board of Education, they've already been acknowledged, but I want to thank them for being here as well, as an opportunity to have a safety net in East Hartford Public Schools. I get to brag about Synergy because Synergy is, as your principal said, Dr. Outhouse, some of us haven't made wise decisions in life, and that includes me. And it's always important to know that when we trip, that we don't fall, that we have someone to catch us. And again, I think that Synergy has given that opportunity for this graduating class tonight to not only receive their diploma, but to also, as I heard, have an opportunity to become career professionals. So again, I want to thank you, Dr. Outhouse, and the staff of Synergy, but more importantly, you, the students of the class of 2019. Let's give them another round of applause. So as the chair, you know, some of you may know, I grew up in the north end of Hartford, found myself in situations that maybe my parents, thank God, didn't find out about. Did my thing, but also became a Hartford police officer. And in doing so, my thing was I always wanted to give back. And I saw my parents work hard. I'm pretty sure disappointed them in some ways, but I always said that I wanted to come back and make a difference. So I hope all of you do the same thing in regards to coming back. I'm glad that Craig shared with us, Dr. Outhouse, that there was some alumni that were out there to celebrate this event this evening. So I want to talk to you very shortly about two choices in life that we all have. Some situations come about where we run into a brick wall. Do we stop life or do we find tools to get through that brick wall? We must understand that either we sit and sulk or we dwell on how unfair life is. Or we can try to do like these students did tonight. We figure it out and we make a bad situation work in your favor. We don't dwell on people who have let us down. We pick ourselves up by the bootstrap and we continue to move forward. And again, I feel that way because I know that the students that are standing in front of me have had some challenges, have made some bad decisions, may have tried things that they heard weren't good, but they needed to find out for themselves. But the good thing about it is they did not stop going forward. They continued to move on. They realize that this group has become a team, so they're graduating together all dressed in blue because you attract who you are. If you're a bad person, you're going to attract bad people. If you're a good person, you're going to attract good people. But what I love about the Synergy group is that they work together as a team and they support each other, and that's the reason all of you are sitting here tonight. So give yourselves a round of applause. Now, I know all of you want to be great, and I know that you will be great, and you must understand the fact that as you move forward, you get that diploma tonight, that's just the beginning. You've now achieved your high school diploma. But then you must also understand you can't focus on the negative things that you've done in life. You've got to move forward. None of us can go back, including me, and change anything that we've done. But one of the things you can do after tonight is give yourselves a brand new start in life. How wonderful is that? You must first forgive yourself for anything that you feel that's holding you back. One of the things I learned in life is that when I make a mistake, I can't let a mistake hold me back from where I want to go. So I'm going to leave you with a few words that I use as encouragement to me. Release the need to replay a negative situation over and over again in your mind. Don't become a hostage to mistakes that you've made in the past, because, again, we all have an opportunity to change our lives. Always reflect on the good things in life. A roof over your head, be grateful. Food that you can eat, be grateful. Clothes on your back, be grateful. Somebody that's sitting in these seats tonight that supports you, loves you, and has pushed you, be grateful. Don't think about what you could have been, think about what you're going to be. Always understand the fact that you have the opportunity to pick your friends. We can't pick our family, amen? But we can pick our friends. And the thing of it is that when you pick your friends, that you have an opportunity to surround yourself with certain people. Hang around folks that have a good imagination. People that still want to have a creative mind. I still got friends trying to make different flavors of Kool-Aid, and here we are grown adults. Hang around people that are motivational, somebody that's going to push you as you push them, all right? Don't hang around anybody that's going to hold you back. I love that picture with one hand's reaching down and one is reaching up. Let's help each other. Be with somebody that has an open mind. We live in a world today that everyone should be accepted, amen? I look at the fact that when my parents came from the South, I'm the grandson of slaves. How interesting is that? And the stories they would tell me about how they got treated as human beings. And they used to say, son, maybe not in our lifetime, but hopefully in your lifetime. And it's kind of cool to be standing here as a man of color and being the board chairman of the Board of Education. This would have not happened 50 years ago, so let's appreciate the things that are going on in life. I want every single one of you to be passionate about what you do. Don't just do it for a paycheck. Don't just do it for a title, but do it for something that you love. I love serving you. I love working for education. I love working with my superintendent. I love working with the board. It's not a job. It's something that I wake up every day and I feel grateful that I'm able to assist and help. So make sure you do something that you love that will be a better place to live. And then again, as I close, be grateful for everything. Life is short, amen? Amen. We got three choices in life. We can either choose to stay who we are, we can take a chance to be better. And in anything, no matter where you are, we all can change for the better. God bless you and congratulations, class of 2019.
Tonight, our keynote speaker this evening is East Hartford Board of Education Chairman, Mr. Bryan Hall. Mr. Hall was born in Hartford after his parents moved from the South. He is the grandson of slaves. Mr. Hall went to Hartford Public Schools through the 6th grade. Then, as part of Project Concern, he bused to Farmington, where he graduated from Farmington High School, played both basketball and football. He went on to Central Connecticut State University. He's an ordained minister and graduated from the Black Ministry Program at the Hartford Seminary. Mr. Hall served in the U.S. Army. He's a retired Hartford police officer, a member of the Connecticut River Council, director of the Boy Scouts of America, and is the 7th year, and this is his 7th year as chairman of the East Hartford Board of Education. 10th overall. Please welcome Mr. Bryan Hall.
Good evening. I am delighted to be standing at this graduation for many reasons. First, it is the last graduation for East Hartford Public Schools. Second, it is the largest graduation of East Hartford Public Schools. Right? And most importantly, we are graduating the smartest graduating class of East Hartford High School in the past 10 years. So class of 2019, you made it. It is an honor to be the keynote speaker, as this is my 10-year anniversary of being an elected official of the East Hartford Board of Education. As the sitting chairman, I am also proud that my son Joshua, AKA Josh, is graduating tonight. The road to tonight has been a road that many of you learned skills that have been prepared for you for the next level of life's journey. You have celebrated the successes of achieving what may have seemed to be hard assignments, long practices, and much studying. And you have bounced back from the disappointments of not reaching your full potential at times. In both situations, it helped to navigate the path of sitting there in your cap and gowns tonight as hero hornets. All of you are heroes tonight. I want to ask you a question as I deliver these words to you. Can't we just talk? Can we just talk? Talk about where you're going so you don't get lost. Can't we just talk? Think about your thoughts about what your plans are. You can't get what you want unless you want without knowing. All of you are now heading to the next level of life. Stay on track for a happy and healthy life. No matter what you have accomplished in the past, you never felt like this before. It is graduation night, and you are the stars tonight. Can't we just talk? Talk about where you're going. Most of you have figured out where you're going after tonight, some to colleges or universities, some to the military, trade school, or the workforce. Many of you knew right from the start what you wanted to do. You could see it in your eyes that you wanted more. You stayed up late nights and even had sleepless nights. The willingness to challenge yourselves because you had high hopes of this day. Oh, you've been dreaming about it, but can't we just talk? Talk about what's needed, where you're going, so that you don't get lost because you had your own thoughts. Some real, some dreams. But you made it through the Bushnell doors tonight, and let's give them another round of applause. And you knew that the hard work was needed to reach this night. Many of you made up your minds to stop thinking about it. You saw the future was yours, and that the power to be successful was in your control. There was no reason you should hide. You became confident, and every one of you sitting here tonight walked with pride, thinking, tell me something I haven't heard before. You knew that the world needed to have a new generation of open-minded adults who could see beyond race, color, religion, sexual orientation, and economic status. You had the mindset to sit down and respect others without pointing fingers or whispering rumors. You knew violence was not solving anything, and that all you needed to say was, can't we just talk? Can't we just talk about the suffering of a country that won't even help its own citizens? Can't we just talk about a nation that still sees racial barriers as a means to divide us? You are the future, standing up to the negativity of identifying a community that is based on income levels. You will be the ones that will ask, can't we just talk? Talk about where we're going before we get further lost. Why our species becoming extinct? God's beautiful creation you still also want to see. A lot of problems in the world would disappear if we talk to each other instead of about each other. Life can be like an ocean. It can be calm or still, and rough or rigid. But in the end, it's always still beautiful. Make yourselves a committee of one. Bring back the glory of the United States of America. A place of safety, a place of adventure, and a place of fun. We want to live in a united nation, not a divided nation. Can't we just talk? One of the most beautiful things we can do is to help one another. Kindness doesn't cost a thing. All of you in this graduating class are IICH. All of you are rich, realizing I create happiness. Don't fail trying to copy others. All of you have a uniqueness and your path to fulfill. Can't we just talk? Talk about where you're going. This graduating class is the ones who have already started the conversations of stopping global warming and saving the planet. Can't we just talk? Lend me your thoughts. Can't get what we want without knowing. This class of 2019 will step up and figure out where we're going. They have a penthouse view and will make sure we still have flowers that bloom. They are on their way, and I swear they won't be late. They've been thinking about it since they walked in these Hartford High School doors. It started out right. You could see it in their eyes that they wanted more. When you go into the world class of 2019 and leave home for the first time, Keep what you have learned from the very start. Think before you act if it's something you've never done before. Remember, your future is just starting as an adult, and there is still so much more to explore. You have made smart decisions already again and again, and continue to make many more. You came in and excited and motivated once you got off that yellow bus and exited your parents' cars. You weren't waiting for nobody and didn't apologize if you moved too fast. You weren't waiting for nobody and realized that even though Matt Ryan was in the hallways, you did not need a pass. So laugh on that one. You were united to be prepared for leadership from 9th grade until now. You started talking about where you were going before you got lost. As the board chair, I never felt like this before. And I'm so grateful to not only see my son smiling, but every 401 of you that are graduating tonight sitting on that floor. But before I take my seat, I wanted to thank each and every one of you for your willingness and your open mindset to allow us to educate your children. We take great pride in East Hartford Public Schools, and we really work hard, sometimes extra hard, to make sure that our students are prepared for the world. I want to thank Mr. Ryan, I want to thank the superintendent, I want to thank every person that works for East Hartford Public Schools. You're superstars. So I charge you to go out and come back and make the greater town of East Hartford even greater. I want you to have an acceptance of diversity through setting the example that you've learned here in East Hartford Public Schools. I love East Hartford because East Hartford represents what America is all about. I think these past 4 years you have figured out where you're going. And even when the speed bumps and hills try to slow you down, keep your feet moving and stay on solid ground. Never let nothing or nobody steal your joy or dreams. You are East Hartford Hornets, and we keep buzzing to protect our nest. You are the Hornets, proud and smart. I'm looking at a graduating class that has nothing but the best. When things go wrong, as they sometimes will, when the road you're trudging seems all uphill, when the funds are low and the debts are high, and you want to smile but you have to sigh, when all is pressing you down a bit, rest if you must, class of 2019, but don't you never quit. Success is failure turned inside out. The silver tint on the clouds of doubt. And you can never tell how close you are. It may be near when it seems far. So stick to the fight when your heart is hit. It's when things go wrong that you must not quit. Talk it out. Think it out. Reset if you must. For you already know the best is yet to come. Congratulations, class of 2019.